reps. Strike. We will beg ASU if parents tell FG. Tight monetary policy threatens FG's 720 billion naira borrowing plan. That story is also on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. You can see the picture stories there. And below the picture story of the Vanguard newspaper, electricity generation rises 7.6% to 4.098 megawatt as inadequate facilities hinder distribution. NAV kills 9 terrorists, including mastermind of Buhari's convoy attack in Katsina. These stories are on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. Moving on to the Punch. And the Punch is punching it this morning with this story. No going back on Buhari's impeachment, aggrieved lawmakers. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning. And it comes with the writer's impeachment threat not withdrawn. Insecurity still persists. Deputy Minority Whip. We will remove Lawan if he blocks president's removal. Osun Senator insists. APC senators tired of defending Buhari on insecurity. Benue Senator. This is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Punch newspaper this Monday morning. And above the masthead, we have this: debt servicing to hit 10 trillion naira. Economists slam FG. Nigeria needs 21 trillion naira to bridge housing deficit. BOI. Strike. PTA demands FG ASU parents confirm. FG to implement telecoms beverage taxes in 2023. And below the picture story on the front page of the Punch newspaper, Kaduna drug trafficker says proceeds for murder's ransom. Katsina hoodlums kill vigilante abducted couple. Investors shun Niger over insecurity. Bello laments. These stories are on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Next is The Nation. And The Nation newspaper is leading with this story. Wike's camp slams Atiku over divide and rule in PDP. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of The Nation newspaper. And we have other stories as well. Air Force kills terrorist leader, 27 insurgents. And we have others above the masthead of The Nation newspaper. We have these stories. NCDC, Nigeria recorded 24 cases of monkeypox in 1 week. Amushan, Brunei break Commonwealth records. These are some of the stories on the front page of The Nation newspaper. And next is the Daily Asset. And the Daily Asset says, besides 41 trillion naira public debt, FD owes CBN $47 billion report, and high debt weakening investment in infrastructure, DMO. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Daily Asset. And we have other stories too. Commonwealth Games, encomiums as Team Nigeria harvests 35 medals. And above the masthead, Nigeria's oil production falls to 1.08 MBD in July, 5 years of journalism excellence. These stories are on the front page of the Daily Asset. Moving now to The Guardian. And The Guardian is leading with this: governor's advice on leaner public service rattles labor experts. And it comes with the writers: cash-starved governors seeking premature retirement for selfish reasons. Move will demoralize workers, affects productivity. FG cannot be trusted with payment of severance benefits. Incentivize OPS to revitalize economy, government urged. Workers to demand inflation-adjusted pay rise. Revive manufacturing sector to boost local economy. Experts tell FG. Yes, you can see the feature story there on the front page of the Guardian. The Nigerian medalist at the Commonwealth Games. Golden Sunday for Team Nigeria as Brome relay team wins on final day. Still on the front page of the Guardian, treat us like Nigerians, FCT Monarchs beg FG. Okowara shows no zone will be cheated. Army now killed 2 terrorist leaders, 33 others in Katsina, Borno. Those stories are on the front page of the Guardian newspaper. Next is the leadership. And the leadership is leading with these as Commonwealth Games end. Nigeria's athletes bring incredible joy to nation in distress. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the leadership. Yes, and we can see the pictures of the girls that actually brought glory to Nigeria. The pictures are there. Amusha, Ophili, Chukuma, and Mokocha. Some of them, Nigeria won 35 medals. Yes, still on the front page of the leadership, Nigeria's fiscal pressure is imploding, NESG. Those are some of the stories on the front page of the leadership newspaper. A quick look at what the national economy has for us this morning. And it's laden with the story on economy as well. It says, revive industries to save economy from collapse. Experts tell XFG. And it comes with the rider, say unemployment, naira depreciation, other outcome of neglect of productive sector. It is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the national economy. And below the picture story, FGC US support and modular refinery tech deployment. These stories are on the front page of the national economy. Yes, this day is next. And this day says, in last 12 years, Nigeria's electricity grid suffered over 222 partial total collapse. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of this day. In last 12 years, Nigeria's electricity grid suffered over 222 partial total collapses. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of this day. And it comes with the riders. Ministry advocates purchase of SCADA system. Expert blames archaic, obsolete grid system. Report says sub-Saharan Africa loses up to $28 billion in GDP to power collapses. Moving on to the business day. And the business day has this story. Oil theft spokes operators deepens underinvestment. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the business day. And we have another story. It says Buhari's resident food supply chain claims conflict with reality. Let's quickly go to the Daily Trust. And the Daily Trust says, call data costs to double as FG invokes new telecom tax. Call data costs to double as FG invokes new telecom tax. That is the story making the banner headlines on the front page of the Daily Trust. And it comes with the riders, telcos, others kick, say policy unfair, ill-timed. Why communication minister opposed proposed exercise? We are consulting on implementation. Finance Ministry. It is the story making the better headlines on the front page of the Daily Trust. And we have others as well. Now fighter jail case, banditry kingpin, followers in Katsina. President laments killing of villas animals. Revive manufacturing sector to boost local economy. Experts advise FG. Buhari's nephew dumps APC. These stories are on the front page of the Daily Trust. Next is the Daily Sun. And it says, Buhari's minister under fire over insecurity. ASU strike, Afenifere, Ohaneze, MBF. Others say FG can't borrow to fund ASU's position. senseless. A Tesla story making Ivana headlines on the front page of the Daily Star. We have other stories as well. Crack in IPOB has groped the souls purported Biafra in exile government. Below the picture story, 50 billion naira in a massive floating dock rots away at Naval Dockyard. Lagos Red Line Rail ready first quarter next year, assures Sanwo-Olu. Nigerians dying of hunger. Okowa lament. Military airstrikes kill chief terrorist Abdul Karim Buzz. 27 others in Katsina. The blueprint is next. And it's laden with this story. Exclusive MBA's capital project stalled over non-release of 2022 budget. It's this story making the banner headlines on the front page of the blueprint. Yes, we have others. It comes with the riders. Works, defense, power, agriculture, and the mass of worst hate. Consensus agreement on 11 projects threatened. 6 agencies account for 1.4 trillion naira of 3.85 trillion naira in 2021 capital projects. FG has released 4.7 trillion naira for capital expenditure. Minister, this has economic implications. Experts. Yes. And moving now to the Nigeria Tribune, which is actually the last but not the least, and it says fears over PDP split into North-South caucuses. And it comes to the rider members not sure NEC, NWC can resolve differences. More details emerge on article Wike's bill stocks. Ayu must go, says George Olualabi. Ayu gives fresh conditions to reading as PDP chairman. Reconciliation will be fully achieved. Mokhtar, these are the stories we have for you on the front pages of some of the national dailies in Nigeria this morning. It's actually a loaded package this morning. Yes, I have my regular guests in the house who will be analyzing some of these stories because Dr. Nkanjis, welcome to the program.
Fine morning. Thanks for having me.
Yes, the economy from the stories we've read so far, the stories about the crisis, the economic crisis actually dominated most of this paper. The Vanguard says, act fast to save economy. NECA, NESG, task FG.
Yes, you see, it seems asking FG to do something fast is, for me, begging the issue.
Okay.
They don't need to be told. It's your major reason why you are in government, to prosecute governance. Apart from making sure lives and properties are safe, the economy is next. So whether we like it or not, it seems to me that the lethargy that we are attributing to the president is even cutting across the board. Even the ministers are lethargic because what can you say? What are they doing? They are just there. I will continue to resonate with what Obasanjo did in 1999. Before you became a minister then, you will have signed a paper. Resignation letter had been written. You will sign it. The only thing, if you have found one thing, date will be picked. Not only that, the KPIs was given to you, the key performance indicators, how you are expected to do, how will people see you, what performance have you done. If you don't perform up to expectation, they will just put the date and give it to the press to show that you have resigned. If that had happened today, I don't think the same story would be what we are saying.
Do you think it's actually possible for other parts of the body to be more functional than the head?
Of course, it is.
Right. Okay, if the head is not functioning, others can function properly.
If the head puts you there, definitely you should do your best.
Okay.
You can even do more than the else expected from you.
Okay.
So the blame should not go to the apex man only. What about the only reason you can give to him is that why is he not sacking those who are not performing? And that's why I suggested.
He calls the shots.
That's why I suggested that he should have done what Obasanjo did then.
All right. The Daily Assets says, besides 41 trillion naira public debt, FG owns CBN $47 billion.
In fact, they will tell you that it's within the house. That if FG is owing CBN, who owns CBN, who owns FG? But it is more than that. CBN has to be responsible for whatever it takes for him to remain in action. So whether we like it or not, federal government must pay. While federal government may not be handling this, provided that there's continence in governance, you understand? Because if this regime goes, another regime owes that money. Maybe that's why federal government is not making a huge out of that. But the fact remains that they are owing. What have they done with the borrowings they collected from CBN? That should be the question. To owe is not the issue.
Okay.
But what have you done with the money you took?
All right, and the Daily Trust, let's have it on the screen. Call data costs to double as FG invokes new telecom tax.
You know, recently, a television station visited me in my office on this, and I made my point clear that federal government is telling you that they are looking for money for wherever they can take it.
Okay.
Immediately I said that, I think the next day, this man, who the Minister of Communications, I've forgotten his name now, he denounced it.
Pantami.
Yes, Pantami. He denounced it. Now it is back now. So that's what I'm telling you, that it seems, listen to this, the prosecutors of this governance seems to be doing something deliberately to shortchange this government, deliberately to demarket the present political party that's at the ends of affairs, because most of their decisions does not gel. But it does not add up to me. Election is very close, isn't it?
They are members of the same ruling
That's
party.
what I'm saying. That some people are deliberately doing something to run down this government, to make sure that this next election, that this party does not win. The question is why? Check out what we are reading in the newspaper.
These issues, did they start from today? There's been none.
But we will have expected that now that things are getting closer, that they'll be doing something, to make people happy,
And
so that they can vote for them. But the
that?
reverse is the case. That's what I'm saying. There are some people within. Forget about those are without. I mean, what do you expect? They will be happier. But some people within, what is coming out, decisions being taken. I said something somewhere this morning that it's better that the president issues a disclaimer. All this is happening. I don't know about it too. It's indefensible.
All right, still talking about indefensible decisions. XOAU visit to FG. Declare state of emergency on varsity education to end strike.
Do you need to be told? You see, in line what I've just said.
Okay.
Do we expect the government to be told to declare state of emergency? They don't care. They don't send us, as we say in local parlance.
Right.
So they are just doing whatever they like. Election is near.
All right, the punch. Let's have it. No going back on Buhari's impeachment. Do you see that happening?
I don't see that happening, because don't forget that in the House of Rep, some people have said that their hands is not there. They no longer remove the president. That the election is close. Let them be patient enough for him to just leave. So I have been saying that we should just be patient. It's like a drunkard who entered a shop where they are selling China wear, that's what Yoruba call it. If a drunkard, you have to find a way of easing him out so that it doesn't cause damages. So I think they should just leave the man. We are counting the days.
All right. Talking about counting the days, The Guardian has this story. Governor's advice on leaner public service rattles labor. Expert, some time ago the governor said it should decrease retirement age
to 50.
Yes,
and it came out of some papers this morning.
Okay.
For me, another statement that should be a disclaimer on. How can you say that? Do you
realize it was actually the state governors
I know.
Advised the federal government.
They should look within themselves. They are the one that are causing problems for us. You will see fleet of cars when the governor is going up to 50. What are you? Then you will employ people who you call SAs, SSAs. Not that we should not employ people to assist, but 1 or 2 is enough. We now employ like 20 SAs.
So how would party loyalists be rewarded?
They can be rewarded in other means by not giving them positions, jobs that they will be taking salary. Now, listen to this. I look at our economy like a guard, what Yoruba call akere. If there are holes at which water is leaking, what I expected the government to plug the leaking hose and increase the way by which water enters the guard. But the reverse is the case. They are punching more holes. It's saddening.
All right, we have a cheering news this morning. The Leadership newspaper says, as Commonwealth Games end, Nigeria's athletes bring incredible joy to national
I thought you
distress.
won't mention this.
Of course,
at least for a while. We should look at the other side. Let's be happy for a while, please.
Yes.
The ladies are doing this, not the men.
Yes.
I have been saying this. In fact, I presented the paper somewhere on diversity. I said in the upcoming days, it has started now, ladies will take over.
Yes, I actually asked Omotayo Adibodi this morning that did Nigeria not go with any male.
We won bronze now in 4x100.
Okay.
We won bronze. But kudos to our ladies.
All right.
And I can tell you more are to come, including governance. Maybe when they come on board, things will be better.
All right. Now,
I'm clamoring for the ladies now.
Okay, to just come and start taking positions.
Of course. Why not?
So if you are there, you have political ambitions, this is your time. The ladies are winning.
It's whether
they are making the country proud.
Yes. Yeah, they are.
Now, in those days, it's always difficult for parents to allow their female children to venture, Shishele, come, you have to
That's correct.
Be in the kitchen, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to learn things, not wasting away your time on the field. But the reverse seems to be the case these days.
In fact, let me corroborate your statement. Do you realize that then, if you are giving birth to female children, the wife, the husband will disown you. Not even the children, you'll be disowned. He will look for another woman. But as God will have it, those new women that will also give birth. Exactly. So the point I'm trying to say is that we should change it. All children are children. It does not matter the gender. In fact, like you rightly said, I'm sorry, I'm with you this time.
All right.
In fact, female children are even more paying, are even more doing things to help family more than male, but I'm stating the facts.
Yes,
honest. So don't let us say that we are giving back to female children, we should not educate them. They are the best in fact, they are better when we are comparing to.
Thank you very much. Yes, they are better, and I agree with you. It is on this joyful note that we are ending today's edition of Newspapers Today on OSBC TV. Thanks so much for always being there, Dr.
Maybe because I have female children too.
Yes, congratulations to Nigeria. Congratulations to our team Nigeria. You have actually made the nation so proud. Thank you for bringing us such an incredible news. Thank you so much. Yes, I also want to say very big thanks to my producer, Akinola Owolabi. And to you viewers, thank you for always being there. My name is Oluchi Amuda. Keep enjoying the rest of our programs. Good morning.